Hello everyone, welcome to another broadcast of LMC Varsity Sports along with Ian Sachs. I am Rob Moretti. A very big game coming up here from Rhyneck High School, the Class B semifinal. The Rhyneck Panthers hosting, they're the 2 seed, and they are hosting the 6 seed, the Unicorns of Keio. Ian, Rhyneck comes in 21-1. Keio is 14-8, but this game could be a lot closer than the seeds might make you think.
Both times when these two teams met up in the regular season, Rhyneck won 2-1. So I expect a very low defensive, highly contested battle between these two teams today.
And maybe not that big of a surprise, Angelo Spadafino is going to get the start for Rhyneck today. The only pitcher on the Panthers who hasn't appeared in the sectional playoffs yet with this condensed schedule due to rainouts. How do you expect Spadafino to perform today?
Well, I think, he has the fresh arm on the pitching staff, so definitely he'll be coming with fire. But, this Keio team is going to be a gritty, hard-hitting team.
We'll see how that all plays out. The first pitch of the Class B semifinal is coming up next on LMC-TV. Angelo Spadafino has finished his warm-up tosses. The Class B semifinal just moments from being underway. We'll get you Rhyneck in the field real quick. Outfield from left to right, Sam Polero, Ryan Aquino in center, Tyler Spinelli in right. Third to first on the infield, Matt Garcia, Chris Cascione, Chris Pinnell, and Matt Franks. Thomas Pipolo behind the plate. And Angelo Spadafino is on the hill, his first start of the playoffs. Ryan Aquino went the distance in the first round. Matt Franks went 4 in the quarterfinals, and they had 2 innings from Chris Pinnell and an inning from Matt Garcia. So freshest arm, and Coach Slater told us after the game the other day after the quarterfinal he was going to see how his guys' arms felt. So clearly he went with the freshest arm.
Yeah, that's what you need in these playoffs. You got to go with the freshest arm. You might have a better arm, but once they're tired after playing in these playoff games, got a good choice going with the fresh arm.
Working quickly, it's the second baseman Takahide Miyairi at the plate. He grounds to Pinnell, who fields cleanly, 1 away.
Good job by Pinnell, moving over to his left to make that stop and prevent it from going into the outfield.
That'll bring up the third baseman Kei Kobayashi. Keio had to play a long game in the quarterfinals to get here, went 12 innings.
Rhyneck, the round before that, winning on a walk-off, so both of these teams have been down to the wire so far in the playoffs.
7 innings and 12 innings, and 12 innings almost 2 games, and that was against Putnam Valley, a 2-1 final 2 days ago to get them to this game. 1-0 pitch in for a strike.
Both teams have had a lot of one-run games, with Keio coming out on the losing end on a fair amount of them, but they won in that quarterfinal 1-run game.
This one grounded foul, and Rhyneck, after a close scare really against Dobbs Ferry, the 18th seed in the first round, 2-1 in the walk-off. They won 9-0 in the quarterfinals, kind of able to get a little bit of rest, which is so valuable in these condensed playoffs, as that's called strike 3.
So Spadafino making quick work here, already 2 away.
And we talked about this a lot in the quarterfinal matchup as well, but all those rainouts. The first round was on Tuesday, the quarterfinals on Wednesday, and here we are in the semis on Friday. First pitch a strike to the Keio catcher, Seiichiro Usui. The finals are tomorrow at Boulder Stadium, so no rest between this game and the finals. Waiting a winner of number 10, Valhalla, number 12, Valhalla, number 1, North Salem. Last we saw, that game was tied at 1 in the 5th. We'll get you update on that when we can. Called strike 3. Quick first inning for Spadafino and the Panthers. Coming to bat scoreless next. The right-hander Yuya Morita finishes his warm-up tosses. got 1 or 2 left. We'll take you through the Keio unicorns in the field. From left to right, it's Yusuke Nakatani, Riku Kawada, and Masayoshi Shimajima. Infield, third to first, Kei Kobayashi, Shutaro Wakayama, Takahide Miyairi, and Kenta Nishiyuma. And Seichiro Usui is behind the plate, catching the pitches from Morita. Chris Cascione will lead off for Rhyneck, as he has pretty much all season.
Shortstop looking to get a quick on base for the Panthers here to try to get a little rally going here in the bottom of the first inning.
Espedafino breezed through the top of the Unicorns lineup in the first.
Recorded 2 strikeouts in that half inning.
All the players on the field and in the dugouts making some noise. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0.
And Morita needs to settle down here and try to get a strike.
Long wind, pitch. Off-speed pitch missed, 2-0.
Seems like maybe even the noise is rattling him a little bit. Just focus on the strike zone, nobody on base, and try to get one here.
2-0 is in for a strike. That long wind, we see that from a lot of Japanese pitchers in throughout baseball. Kind of almost a little Matsuzaka-like out there. This one ripped to deep left. Will it stay fair? It will. Cascione on his way to second as the ball hits the wall. Cascione rounding. He's going for third. Here comes the throw. He's out.
Wow. Good decision to try to stretch that into a triple, but good play by the Keio defense to nab him at third base.
You appreciate the hustle, but the old rule in baseball is you don't want to make the first or third out at third base. So if you're going to do that, you have to know you're going to make it. Cascione does have speed, but
come on, Chris, keep it going, Chris.
Perfect throw.
Well,
came in from Nakatani out and left.
Well, in a game that likely won't feature too many runs, Rhyneck being aggressive and trying to get the first run only 90 feet away from home plate, but unsuccessful there.
First pitch, a breaking ball strike to Chris Pennell. Another one of the pitchers Rhyneck could use today if they need to go to the pen. Another off-speed pitch hit toward third. Throw across is in the dirt. Scoop is not made, and Pennell is safe.
Good job by Pennell beating that out, running down the line and getting in there safe for a single.
I'm going E5 on that. That throw came in low, so I think if he'd come up with the hop, he would have been out.
However it scored, he's on first.
He is on first, and that's what the Panthers care about. One out, and Pennell has good speed. Thomas Pippolo at the plate. Picked up his 100th career hit with a bomb RBI double in the quarterfinals. He takes a first pitch ball from Morita.
The Panthers wouldn't mind seeing another bomb like that from Pippolone. No, as
throw over.
As that would help them to, try to get a run here on the board in the first inning.
Another throw over.
Morita should just focus on Pippolone at the plate and just deal there, as he seems to be focusing.
1-0 is in for a strike, 1-1. One ball, one strike. Another throw back on Pennell.
Morita spending a lot of time thrown over to first base. He wants to show the Panthers that you know, they won't be able to run on the Unicorns today.
1-1 pitch, off speed, and it's up high, 2-1.
And notice, even on that pitch, Usui behind the plate threatened to throw over to first. So interesting, making very sure that Pennell stays on first base.
They know what a threat he can be on the base paths. 2-1 pitch, popped up behind the plate. I think it's going to go out of play, and was it caught?
Usui.
He made the
nice
catch.
Grab.
Right up against the fence. What a play by Usui.
And that's a big out now because that takes away, you know, maybe a sacrifice advancing Pennell from first base.
It looks like Coach Slater wants to talk some over the umpire, make sure that that ball didn't graze the fence perhaps on the way down. That would make it a foul ball, but no dice. That brings up Matt Franks, Panther first baseman. Runner on first, 2 out.
Rhyneck would like to see their big cleanup hitter here deliver a nice hit to the outfield.
Another check back on Pennell. It was Franks who had the walk-off hit against Dobbs Ferry to drive in Pipolo back in the first round. And the throw down, they've got Pennell hung up, but he gets down to second in time.
That's great base running by Pennell. Once he sees the throw go to first, he broke for second.
He's just too quick.
And hey, that extra base could be big. If Franks gets a hold of one, Pennell could score.
That one in the dirt. What was that first pitch, a ball or a strike?
Strike.
So it's 1-1.
Took a big cut on it.
He's too busy worrying about what Pennell was doing. I didn't even try to remember what happened on the pitch, but 1 ball, 1 strike. Pennell leading off second. Pickoff play. He's back in time, and the throw gets into center field. Pennell moves up to third base easily.
And so the Unicorns were able to get 2 out with Pennell still on first base, but now he's moved all the way over to third. So really not going the way that they want to see Pennell advancing on the base paths like that.
Score that an E1, and Pennell, who reached on an error, then steals and picks up third on an error. So Unicorns came in with a reputation of playing good fundamental baseball. A couple errors has them in trouble. This one's grounded to short. Throw to first, and they get out of it. No runs on 1 hit, 1 left on base. We're scoreless here at Rhyneck after 1 played on LMC Varsity Sports. Pitcher Yuya Morita leads off for the Unicorns here in the top of the second. North Salem's gone up 2-1 on Valhalla. That game's still in progress, the other semifinal. First pitch ball from Spadafino. Inside, 2-1.
So Spadafino, after delivering 2 straight strikeouts to end the first inning, struggling a little bit with his control. 2 straight balls.
Gets that one in for a strike. This one in the air, base hit to left. Palero gets it in, so a single to lead off the second for Morita, the Keio pitcher.
And just like that, the Unicorns have their first base runner of the game.
Be the 5-hitter Yusuke Nakatani stepping in for Keio. See how much attention Spadafino pays to Morita, and on cue a throw over.
Looks like both pitchers today will be spending a lot of time checking the runners at first and making sure they don't take too big a lead there.
They know how the first two games between these two teams went. Every base runner is so important. It's a bunt. Spadafino will throw to first. The bunt successful by Nakatani, moving Morita up to second.
Keio, a big proponent of getting sacrifice bunting and advancing the runners that way.
That puts a runner on second with one out. And Keio will have two shots at a base hit to try to get the game's first run. Kenta Nishiyama, the hitter.
First baseman for Keio looking to deliver that base hit that'll get them on the board.
Count 1-0 on Nishiyama. Beautiful day today, barely a cloud in the sky, but we're told that around 6 o'clock there's about a 40 to 50% chance of a scattered thunderstorm coming in.
That could be one of the reasons why they moved this game up a half hour.
And we are hoping by 6 o'clock that we're wrapped up here. It really depends on how well paced the game is. Should at least be in the latter stages.
But then again, with these two teams so closely matched, we could be playing extras.
Don't jinx it. And time called before the pitch. You don't see that a lot from pitchers, but Spadafino weakly so it went through with the pitch, and they say that that's the way you prevent arm injuries, is not having to stop and start. That one popped up foul and out of play. Count 1-2 on Nishiyama. It's been a long week of playoff action here at Rhyneck. We've been here 4 days in a row, 2 baseball games and 2 softball games.
The softball girls advancing to the championship game.
Swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Spadafino. That's a big out.
Definitely, because now 2 away for the Unicorns. So really, Spadafino could just worry about Kawada up at the plate and focus not as much on Morita over at second.
Rhyneck trying to make it 2 for 2 on sending teams to the Class B finals. Bunt attempt, they got him picked off of second, but he gets back in time.
Interesting play there by Kawada, offering to bunt it down and try to catch the Panthers off guard.
Pickoff attempt, back in plenty of time, was Morita.
Both of these teams have a lot of speed, so the pitcher's definitely trying to check the runners and make sure they don't take too big a lead.
Swing and a miss.
Quickly the count 0-2 on Kawada, so Spadafino 1 strike away from getting out of this inning.
No balls, 2 strikes. Runner going from third. The pitch is low and dropped, so Morita able to steal third.
Last inning, Rhyneck got a runner over to third, but was unable to bring him home. Let's see if Keio will have some success here with the potential game's first run just 90 feet away from the plate.
And Morita calling time there, having to stretch out the legs there at third. Maybe could have jammed something, and that would be poor fortune for Keio, as he's also the pitcher today. Their ace, Wakayama, has already thrown 10 1/3, 10 2/3 innings. He started the first game, and the next day he had to throw 6 innings in relief in that 12-inning game, so he's not available. Looks like he's going to stay in there.
And that's what happens when you get these condensed playoff weeks. You burn through your pitchers really quickly, and all of a sudden, an injury could be devastating.
He looks like he's all right. Count 1-2 on Kawada. Runner on third, 2 out. The pitch, ball 2.
Now we've got a bunch of 2s, 2-2 count, 2 out, second inning.
Called strike 3.
Wow, great pitch by Spadafino, just clipping the corner.
So Spadafino pitches around a leadoff single. That runner got to third with 2 outs, and now heading to the bottom of the second. Still scoreless here at Rhyneck. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Panthers. Matt Garcia stepping in against Morita. This one fouled off. Lands in the woods. Count 0-1.
The Keio reserves really talking it up in the dugout, trying to support Morita on the mound.
0-1 pitch. Off speed, smack to right center field. This one will be stopped by the right fielder Shimajima to hold Garcia to a single. That ball easily could have taken a hop and gone to the wall.
Good job by the Keio outfielders converging on that ball, because right behind Shimohima was Kawada, making sure that that ball did not get through to the wall.
So the leadoff hitter on for the Panthers, and Angelo Spadafino, the pitcher, steps up.
Hoping to help his own cause here and punch in Garcia.
Called strike. Spadafino had a big day in the quarterfinals. Scored 3 runs, knocked in 1 or 2. On base every time.
Hoping for the same kind of magic here today.
That one of the dirt going is Garcia. Throw down to second, and he's out. Ball did not get far enough away from Usui. Garcia reacting quickly, did not work out.
And in both of these innings, Rhyneck has gotten a hit to lead off the inning, but a error on the base paths caught the runner.
Next pitch hit on the ground towards short. Wakayama's throw to first. He's safe.
Just beating it out.
I think the throw pulled Nishiyama off the bag. He had to jump to catch it, and then Spadafino's foot landed before his.
Great job by Spadafino getting down the line in time. A lot of hitters, when they see that they grounded right to the shortstop, will kind of trot down to first base, but he hustled down the line and got there in time, and it paid off.
And you got to remember, it's not a major league shortstop out there either. Not, no disrespect to Wakayama. It's not exactly Brendan Ryan out there. Especially in a playoff game, you got to run everything out. So runner on first, 1 out. And Ryan Aquino up to the plate. Panthers ace, he's in center field today. Swung on and foul tipped, 0-1. Aquino picked up the win in the first round against Dobbs Ferry, and probably not going to be available to pitch until at least tomorrow. Even then, on 3 days rest, he may not be available to start.
And at least Rhyneck can take a little solace in Garcia getting caught stealing at second base, that likely if he was still on first, he would have been thrown out at second on there, so it really wouldn't have mattered.
Count now 1-1 on Aquino. Aquino is going to play baseball at Pace University next year. Swings and fouls, tips that one into the glove of Usui, count 1-2.
He was definitely looking for the outfield on that swing, and lucky just to get a piece of it, but we'll be able to take another crack at it with a 1-2 count now.
Morita from the stretch, fouled off by Aquino. We'll do it again.
Rhyneck looking to produce some kind of rally here to get a run across and take the first lead of the game.
Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch hit on the ground towards short. Flip to second for 1, back to first, safe. So Aquino reaches on the fielder's choice. I guess Rhyneck keeps getting fresh legs out there at first base, but can't get anyone past there.
And Keio doing a good job of, you know, as you said, keeping the Panthers to just having first base.
Here's Sam Polero, the 8-hitter, first to throw over. That's Aquino on first with 2 outs.
Yeah, Morita making sure that the Panthers don't even take a few feet past first base.
Count 1-0 on Polero.
The 8-hitter for the Panthers would like to see this inning stay alive and bring up the 9-hitter.
This one blooped to right. Coming on to make the catch is Shimajima for the last out. So Rhyneck threatens, but can't get anyone past first base. Scoreless after 2 full here on LMC Varsity Sports.
We are back here at Rhyneck High School. Rob Moretti alongside Ian Sachs for the top of the 3rd inning between Keio and Rhyneck. And Angelo Spadafino delivers a first pitch ball to Sudaro Wakayama, the Keio shortstop. And he gets his second pitch in there for a called strike, 1-1 now.
The other semifinal is North Salem 2, Valhalla 1. That's in the bottom of the 6th, so getting near a conclusion in that game.
And that pitch is in there for a called strike 2. Quickly to count 1-2 now.
Of course, the winner of that game plays the winner of this game tomorrow in the finals at Rockland Boulder Stadium.
Pitch is high, 2-2 now. Wakayama, the 8-hitter in the Unicorns lineup, sees a 2-2 in there for a called strike 3.
That's the 5th K from Spadafino today and the 3rd in a row that he's put down on strikes.
Spadafino really able to find that strike zone and pound it, getting the Unicorn batters to strike out.
They call that an artist, painting the corners. He's been effective so far today.
As we have a little halt in the action for some spectators passing behind the backstop, but we are set here now for Masayashi Shimohima, who sees the first pitch in there for a ball. Spadafino delivers the 1-0. Colts. And there. Rocky Pasquale, the coach at Keio, is very adamant that the Rhyneck pitcher Spadafino did not allow the Unicorns to get back in the batter's box.
Well, if the batter says, if the umpire says play ball, you got to be ready to play ball. And he said his piece, and he's going to have to quiet down, or else he's going to have to watch the rest of this game from the parking lot, so we won't get to watch it.
Shimohima sets in and sees ball in the dirt, ball 2.
Not to take sides in an argument, but if you want time, just ask for time.
And that pitch is fouled back down the third base line in the woods, out of play. 2-2 now. So Spadafino looking for his 6th strikeout of the day here. Already has 2 strikes on the 9-hitter Shimohima. And he delivers high, ball 3, full count now. I believe our first full count of the day.
Yeah, these both teams' batters have been swinging the bats, putting a lot of balls in play. At least on the Rhyneck side, Keio's just been swinging and whiffing at a lot of these Spadafino offerings.
And the payoff pitch.
Did they not count that pitch?
I guess
that was ball 4.
Now it's 3-2. So the payoff pitch here is swung on and missed. Spadafino, 4th straight strikeout.
You can't do much better than that.
Through the lineup once, 6 strikeouts for Spadafino. And now we have the top of the Keio order, Takahide Miyari, stepping into the batter's box, number 1, the second baseman. Sees a ball for the first pitch. He was actually retired not on strikes. Grounded out to second his first time up to lead off the game.
At least he's shown he could bat on ball. A lot of leadoff hitters are these contact types.
And that pitch is in there for a called strike. 1-1 now. Spadafino continues to pound the strike zone. And that pitch is swung on right at the second baseman, making a nice grab and the throw over to first in time. So the Unicorns go 1-2-3. No score here after 2.5. Back here for the bottom of the third inning, Tyler Spinelli, the 9-hitter for the Panthers, up, facing Morita. And the first pitch of the inning for Morita is in there for a called strike 1.
Nice off-speed pitch from Morita. We do have a score update on the other semifinal now. North Salem is up 5-1 on Valhalla. That's in the bottom of the 6th still.
And the 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1.
So it's looking like the winner of this game will go on to face the 1 seed, North Salem. And North Salem and Rhyneck have been 1-2 really all season long here in Class B.
The 1-1 is in there, strike 2.
Over the first 2+ innings, Rhyneck looking like the better team, but they haven't scored yet. So nothing they've done so far really matters.
Gotten a lot of runners on base, but unable to put any across, as that pitch is high, 2-2.
They've had 2 runners also thrown out on the base path, so a couple of opportunities they could have had that got erased.
Stranded another one at third in the first inning. Swing on and through the left side, and Spinelli is in there with a base hit.
It's a 3rd straight inning that the Panthers have gotten their leadoff man on. Of course, in the first, it was Cascione getting thrown out on his way to third, but it still counts as being on base.
And then
Here's Cascione now.
Yeah, and then last inning, Garcia got a single, but then was caught stealing second base. So, as you said, here's Cascione now, back to the top of the order for Rhyneck.
The way it's gone for leadoff hitters getting on base, Tyler Spinelli should be very careful with what he does on the base paths.
I would expect a few throwovers from Morita. But he goes right to the plate, in there, strike 1.
Morita showing some really good command with that breaking ball, able to throw it in for a strike. Most high school hitters, when they see breaking ball, they just take it, not expecting it to stay in the zone.
Morita looks for the sign from catcher Usui. Goes into the windup, and the pitch swung on down the left field line. Will it stay fair? No, hook's just foul.
And that was just foul by a few inches.
So Cascione making his way back to the plate to see an 0-2 count now from Morita.
Come on, Chris.
We have 3 umpires here, so they should be able to make those calls pretty easily. Usually 2. They bump it up in the playoffs, make sure they get all those close calls right.
And throw over to first, not in time. Spinelli back to the bag and safe. Bottom of the 3rd inning, no score, no out. Cascione waiting on an 0-2. And the pitch swung on. This one hit well to the outfield, but right at Kawada, who makes a nice grab on the run. 1 away.
Another nice piece of contact from Cascione. He just hit it right to dead center field. And Kawada, really not much difficulty, just had to range in for it.
So now Tyler Pinnell, the second baseman for Rhyneck, stepping into the batter's box. his first time up, reached on an error. Long throw from the third baseman to over to first base was first baseman Nishiyama had to scoop for it, and as that pitch is swung on high to center field, Kawada making another nice grab out there, 2 away.
Pinnell jumping on the first pitch. Thought he could get a good piece if it got a little bit under it.
As that brings up the 3-hitter and catcher for Rhyneck, Thomas Pipolo, excuse me.
Pipolo, a victim of a little bad luck on that foul out last time up. Usui able to straddle the fence and stay with it.
First pitch in the dirt, but Spinelli goes for second base and he's in there safe.
Finally, a call on the base paths goes in the favor of the Panthers. That took a while.
So now they have a runner in scoring position for their 3-hitter. If they want to get on the board, this is exactly how they want to do it. Now we're set for the 1-0 from Morito. He delivers in the dirt, 2-0.
This game's going to be like this the whole way. You're not going to have too many easy opportunities to score, so someone's going to have to come through in one of these runner in scoring position 2-out situations.
For the Panthers, this is what they want to see. Runner in scoring position, 3 and 4 hitters up. The pitch in there for a called strike 1, 2-1 now. The count on Pipolo. Morita gets set to deliver, and the pitch swung on, and that'll drop in there for a base hit. Spinelli held up at third base. So runners on the corners now for the cleanup hitter, Matt Franks.
So they get the hit, but they don't score the run. With 2 outs, Spinelli should have been going on contact.
That hit was right at Kawada though, so didn't take him much time to field it and get it right into the cutoff man.
I mean, I know it would have looked bad if you made a 3rd out on the bases, but 2 outs, well, must have seen something.
Matt Franks awaits first pitch from Morita. It is in the dirt. Ball 1. Last time up, Franks grounded out to shortstop. The pitch in the dirt, 2-0 now.
Little false start from Pipolo on the pitch as well.
Pipolo started the break for second, thought about it, turned back to first. Again, didn't want to make the last out on the base paths. Rhyneck does have a little bit of a rally going. Runners on the corners. The pitch from Morita is in there for a called strike 1. 2-1 now. The count on Franks.
I think he has better command of the curveball than he does of the fastball. Don't usually see that every day. That's been his go-to pitch. He needs a strike.
And the delivery from Morita swung on and hooked foul. 2-2 now. So we have 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 count on Matt Franks. Morita.
Pipolo gets in the rundown. They're trying to get that runner home.
And he is back to first safely. So
that was fun.
So the runner doesn't score.
He was halfway to second. What he's trying to do there is bait a rundown so that Spinelli can break from third, but never got the opportunity to do it.
Good play by Mieri, sending him back to first. And that pitch is in there for a called strike 3. Franks goes down looking to end the inning. So Rhyneck gets 2 runners on, but is unable to produce a run as we head to the 4th inning. Still scoreless here at Rhyneck High School. Back here for the top of the 4th inning, Spadafino set to deliver to Kobayashi. That first pitch is in there for a strike.
Kobayashi was Spadafino's first strikeout victim.
That one is hit into right field. Spinelli trying to make a diving catch, not in time, and Kobayashi in there with a double.
That's a single and an E9. Spinelli unable to block that ball from going past him, and he did make contact with it. Regardless of how you score it, though, it is a runner on second with nobody out. Probably the, actually, I'd say definitely the best scoring opportunity we've seen from either team so far. We do a final score in the other semifinal. The winner of this game will face North Salem. They took out Valhalla by a 6-1 final score.
And Usui, first pitch hit right to Pinnell at second in time, but he does advance Kobayashi over to third.
Now all kinds of things in the playbook are opened up for Keio. They can try a squeeze play or a hit and run. It looks like Tyler Slater wants to go over all those scenarios with his infield as well.
Yeah, I would definitely not be surprised if Keio coach Rocky Pasquale dials up a squeeze play here. He definitely likes to see his team bunt, and in a game where runs are going to be few and far between, you got to do anything you can to put one across.
Maybe settle Spadafino down as well. Some of the hardest contact we've seen off of him today. Those last 2 hits, even the ground out was a pretty hard hit ball towards Pinnell.
Keio did have a runner advance all the way to third base back in the 2nd inning. It was Morito who led off the inning with a base hit and advanced to third, but was stranded there after 2 strikeouts from Spadafino. We are set back here for some baseball now. Runner on third, 1 out, top of the 4th, scoreless.
We'll see what Keio does here. They got the cleanup hitter at the plate, so not someone you used to see bunting, but this is a team that bunts a lot.
Morita in there and sees first pitch low, ball 1. Morita got the first hit of the day for Keio. He's a single to left.
Might be why he's not bunting.
The pitch, low, ball 2.
Where's it?
And Spadafino taking his time to deliver to the plate now. Gets set to deliver the 2-0. And that ball is in the dirt, 3-0 now on Morita. Wonder if this might not be a little bit of an intentional, unintentional walk. Spadafino delivers the 3-0 in there for a called strike 1.
Well, still a good hitter's count for Morita. You don't want to give him anything he can do too much with, especially with that runner at third.
Spadafino delivers. That one's hit well to center field, but caught by Aquino. He throws in, and that one is cut off, and Kobayashi tags up for the first run of the game. 1-0 Keio.
Pretty textbook sacrifice fly. Even Aquino in center was drifting back to make the catch. His momentum going away from the plate. he is a pitcher. We know he has a really good arm, but not even Aquino could deliver the ball quickly enough to get the out at home.
And so now Nakatani set in his first pitch strike from Spadafino. 2 away here in the inning. That one is swung on. High pop-up on the right side of the infield, called by Pinnell, and he makes the grab to retire the side. So we see the first run scored of the game. It's Keio with a 1-0 lead, middle of the 4th inning. Back here for the bottom of the 4th inning, Keio just took the lead 1-0, and Matt Garcia into the batter's box for the Panthers. Swings on the first pitch, hit well to the outfield, but Shimohima makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Morita has not been afraid of pitching to contact, only the 1 strikeout today, trusting his fielders, and they have not let him down.
Angelo Spadafino stepping into the batter's box now. The 6th hitter in the Rhyneck lineup, looking to get even, help his own cause out. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. And it seems like whenever Morita is missing, he's missing low.
Not too many pitches going up high. That's why Rhyneck hasn't really been able to drive any pitches so far.
Morita into the stretch, the pitch, swung on, down the left field line, fair, and Spadafino in there at second with a double.
Just that little bobble there by Nakatani was enough to make Spadafino make the turn and continue on to second. Didn't even have to slide.
And so now Rhyneck looking like they might be on their way to getting a run across, if not more, with 1 away and runner on second for Ryan Aquino, the center fielder.
See what Aquino does here.
Morito delivers, swung on, foul down the 3rd base line.
I don't think Aquino's used to bunting, but I don't know if you'd want to bunt with 1 out anyway. You'd rather have 2 shots at getting a single.
Aquino, his first time up, hit into a fielder's choice. Now it's back in the 2nd inning when it seemed like Rhyneck would only get runners on first base. That pitch is outside, ball 1. Morita doesn't seem to be too worried about trying to keep Spadafino on second. Checks him anyway, but goes to the plate and swung on down the left field line. That one is fair. Spadafino breaking for home, and this game is tied. And Aquino in there with an RBI double to left. We are all tied at 1, bottom of the 4th inning.
Big piece of clutch hitting there by Aquino, and then just barely getting in there at second. I think that's just the icing on the cake there. I think Rhyneck would have been too upset even if he was thrown out. He just tied up the game.
No, such a called interference.
And so now that brings up the 8-hitter Sam Polero. But Pasquale wants to talk things over with Morita on the mound. Wants to settle his pitcher down after back-to-back doubles ties the game. We have a 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
You know, we're cruising for another 2-1 game here, it looks like. Question is who'll score that 2nd run. We're only halfway through. Also 2nd time through the order, so hitters a little bit more used to what they're seeing.
Polero, his last time up, flew out to right field to end the 2nd inning as he awaits first pitch from Morita. The delivery, and that one is in there for a called strike one.
Rhyneck still threatening to take a lead in this game.
With only one.
Yeah, one out, and that runner still on second base.
Morita takes time on the mound. It's ahead in the count. No balls, one strike. And the pitch inside, ball one.
Polero having to back out of the way of that one.
Polero wouldn't mind keeping it going with the double brigade and get a double of his own, scoring Aquino, but he's got to see a good pitch from Morita to get a piece of. The 1-1 is in the dirt. 2-1 now. Morita taking his time to deliver each pitch.
He's kind of on the ropes here. Some hard contact, and I'm maybe a little bat shy.
Morita delivers the 2-1, swung on, foul back. 2-2 now. A little bit of a check swing there from Polero. Getting a piece of it though and sending it to the backstop.
That's a bad throw. That's at my head.
And so Morita checks on Aquino at second, steps off the rubber.
This game's come to a grinding halt.
Quickly moving through the first 2-3 innings, and now come the fourth, we see a lot slower pace. Morita delivers a 2-2, swung on, popped up, out of play down the right field, and right near us.
About 10 feet away, off the trees behind us.
So it doesn't advance the count at all since there were already 2 strikes. And now we have another 2-2 delivery from Morita coming up. Checks on the runner at second. That one's fouled back again.
That one makes the yard back there.
Really good battle. Really good battle between Polero and Morita. Already, I think, about 6 pitches in this at bat. The 2-2 is swung on. That one stays fair. And Polero beats it out, gets to first base in time, and advances Aquino over to third. So now runners on the corners for Rhyneck, still only 1 out.
And for Polero, it didn't look pretty, but it looked good. Kind of lunging at a curveball. Really, Morita had him beat, and he just got a piece of it to drive it into the ground in front of home plate and beat it out.
And
the umpire's gonna, they're gonna confer about something.
Surprisingly, it's the umpire down the first base line. He really didn't have a call on whether that ball was fair or foul.
Not sure what the issue was there, but Tyler Slater wants to know what the issue was there.
No, we gave it to the first baseman.
Looks like we can play some ball.
So, runners on the corners, first and third. We have Aquino at third, Polero at first, 1 away. Tie game, bottom of the 4th inning, 1-1. Morita taking his time on the back of the mound. Now finally gets up on the rubber. waits for the sign from Usui behind the plate. Tyler Spinelli, the right fielder for Rhyneck in the batter's box. First pitch is in there, called strike one. Spinelli is last time up last inning, led it off with a single, advanced all the way to third, but was unable to score. Looking to get his second hit of the day. As he waits on an 0-1. And they throw over to first. Polero back in time.
No, I went like this. That was over here.
Morita has to be careful that Aquino doesn't break for home on a throw over to first. Morita delivers. In there, clip in the corner, strike two. Seems like Morita is finally settled down a little after 3 straight hits. Works the count to 0-2 on Spinelli. And he delivers. The pitch swung on right at the second baseman. Throw to the shortstop in time, and Keio gets the double play. It looks like Spinelli tripped going down the first base line. A little slow to get up. So
actually, we're going to make a correction. That was, I don't know who that was, number 12, but
I caught it, dude. I went like this. And I
I have a 12 on my roster. Oh well.
I went. Exactly what it is.
It wasn't Spinelli.
unless he's changed his jersey. Wasn't him now. So Rhyneck does tie the game there in the bottom of the 4th inning. We head to the 5th with the score tied at 1. Back here, top of the 5th inning at Rhyneck High School. 1-1 in the Class B semifinal between Keio and Rhyneck. Rob Moretti alongside Ian Sachs. Kenta Nishiyama set to start off the inning for Keio. The first baseman for the Unicorns. Swung on the first pitch, fouled back down the third base side, out of play.
I do want to point out that was Jacob Calvini who would pinch hit for Spinelli in the bottom of the last inning. That double play. He's been out most of the year with an injury, so nice to see him just to get an at bat. But Spinelli's back in right field now.
The pitch at the knees but low. Ball 1. Spadafino must feel good knowing that the game is tied now. And swung on down the first base line. It's fair, but Frank's able to grab it before it goes further down the line and steps on the bag for the first out.
That was not an easy play from Franks either. That ball took a short hop on him. He was able to not just knock it down, but keep it in the glove. And he needed to run that, to beat that, to beat out Nishiyama to the bag, race to the bag.
So now that brings up Kawada. Sees a first pitch strike from Spadafino. And swung on and hit to center field, in there for a base hit. So Kawada getting on, hoping to start a rally here for the Unicorns.
And they're on first, 1 out, and at least it's a double play situation for the Panthers.
That brings up Wakayama, the 8-hitter, as Spadafino throws over and Kawada gets back in time. Another throw over, again safe.
I'll tell you, the one thing that Wakayama does not want to do in this at-bat is hit the ball to second or short. Cascione and Pinnell really good at turning too.
The pitch, swung on, foul back. So Angelo Spadafino getting ahead of Wakayama on that foul ball there. He sets to deliver a 0-1 now. Garcia on the infield dirt, expecting a potential bunt. That pitch is high, ball 1.
Cascione and Pinnell up the middle, also both going on to play college ball next year. Cascione at UMass and Pinnell at St. Thomas Aquinas.
The pitch swung on right at third base. They throw to second, and they turn two. Getting out of the inning, a 5-4-3 double play. So after a single, the Panthers get out of the inning with a double play. Going to the bottom of the 5th inning, tied at 1. Back here for the bottom of the 5th inning. Top of the Rhyneck order due up, Cascione. Stepping into the batter's box to face Yuya Morita, the Keio starting pitcher. And the first pitch is high, ball 1. Cascione thought about swinging for a second, but held back and sees first pitch ball. Morita delivers, and it hit him. Cascione taking his base right on the elbow.
That's one way to help the team.
The old motto, take one for the team.
That's the leadoff hitter on in a game in the playoffs where the score's tied at 1. That is big. Cascione can run the base as well.
As can Pinnell, who's now up for the Panthers. Pinnell in the first inning reaching on an error. Wouldn't mind getting a base hit here. First pitch outside, ball 1.
Usui thought about throwing down to first there. Cascione had a pretty good lead.
Morita into the windup, delivers in there, called strike 1.
All day Morita's been going to that breaking ball when he needs to throw a strike. Kind of pitching backwards a little bit, but it's been effective so far.
Only giving up 1 run so far. Morita takes his time, throws over to first, and Cascione back to the bag in time. And now that Rhyneck is starting to get runners on base, Morita deliberately taking more time with each pitch. Throws back over to first. Cascione safe.
That play was decently close. Clearly back in was Cascione.
Morita going to the plate now. And that ball is to the third baseman, throws over to second, double play broken up. So Pinnell in there with a fielder's choice.
No opportunity for a return throw there with Pinnell busting it down the line. They trade runners, 1 out, and here's Pipolo.
Pipolo 1 for 2 on the day with a single. His first time up, flied out right to Usui behind the plate. Throw over to first, not in time, as Pinnell is back to the bag safely. Morita into the windup. Pinnell breaks for second. He is safe. As the throw gets behind Miyari, but Wakayama right there to back it up.
And a good thing for the Unicorns that he was there. Otherwise, that ball would be ticketed for center field, and Pinnell would probably be standing on third right now.
So now, runner on second, 1 out. 1-0 count on Pipolo. Morita delivers, swung on and toward right field. Shimohima gets under it, throws over to third, and Pinnell is safe at third.
And it was close. My goodness, Shimajima came up throwing and
great
nearly
throw
gunned Pinnell.
by Shiojima, but Pinnell able to tag up and is now 90 feet away from giving the Panthers the lead. So Matt Franks, the cleanup hitter for Rhyneck, up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Awaits the first pitch, and it is in there for a called strike. Just clipping the corner of the zone.
Franks was the hero 3 days ago in the first round, and he's trying to give Rhyneck another lead here.
Rhyneck won that game 2-1 over Dobbs Ferry, and swung on and popped up shallow center field. Miari makes the grab to end the inning. So Rhyneck threatens to put one on the board, but is unable to do so. We head to the 6th, tied at 1.
Masayoshi Shimajima steps up. 9-hitter right fielder for the Unicorns. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. I'm Rob Moretti along with Ian Sachs. Section 1 Class B semifinals. The winner will play North Salem tomorrow. Bunt attempt is fouled off and may have gotten a piece of Pipolo's hand. The umpire gentlemanly walks the ball back to Spadafino.
Shimohima, his first time up, struck out swinging.
Can't get a number from here. Looks like a left-hander is warming up for Keio. 0-2 pitch. Hit him.
That one hurt. Looked like it clipped the shoulder.
They'll check on Shimajima and we'll take a quick break. Now, this is bizarre. First pitch, a strike to Miyairi, and no one's at first base. Well, was he called out for something?
I don't know. That is bizarre.
Maybe the pitch was a called strike or I don't know what. One and one on Miyairi. I'm guessing that was a strikeout. I'm putting a K in my scorebook. I'm standing here waiting for a pinch runner and nothing doing.
And that would be Spadafino's 7th strikeout of the day.
Count 1 and 2 on Miyairi.
Looking for a potential number 8 right here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. On the ground, towards short, Cascione charging, throw not in time.
And that ball was slowed up by the infield grass. Took a long time to get to Cascione, and he was unable to get the throw over to first in time.
So they'll bring up Kobayashi with 1 out runner on first.
As we get into these late innings, every base runner crucial. So,
Trip to the finals on the line. This game still tied up at 1. Up high. 1-0 on Kobayashi.
the number 2 hitter for the Unicorns reached on an error his last time up and came around to score their only run.
Throw back to first, and Miyairi in safely, and Spadafino could kind of use one of those double play balls right about now. 1-0 count. Spadafino holds, now the pitch. 2-0. Kobayashi singled his last time up, scored the only Unicorn run of the game, and that was back in the 4th inning. Here comes the 2-0.
Shows bunt, pulls it back though.
The pitch is a strike.
Spadafino taking his own sweet time here. Setting to deliver now.
Trying to slow down the running game. This bunt gets down. Spadafino fields, throw to first in time. So Miyairi moves up to second base.
But
with
now
two out.
Keio only has one opportunity to drive in that runner on second with 2 away.
We're going to have a quick chat here between Tyler Slater and Spadafino in the infield as well. We'll take a quick break while I talk things over. We'll come right back here on LMC-TV. Number 3 hitter, Seiichiro Usui. Unicorn catcher up 2 outs, runner on second, tied up at 1 here in the semifinals. The first pitch low from Spadafino.
Usui 0 for 2 so far today with a strikeout and a ground out. Looking for his first hit of the day. Could not come at a more timely junction in the game.
Pickoff play to second and back in plenty of time is Miyairi.
As we are tied here in the 6th inning, 1-1.
One ball, no strikes. This one fouled off, 1-1.
Come on, Ange, one more.
One pitch. Hit on the ground towards short. Cascione has it. Throw to first in time and the inning over.
Great job by Spadafino, able to get out of that inning.
Pitches around the single. Had a runner on second with 2 outs. We head to the bottom of the 6th, still tied up at 1 here in the Class B semifinal. Here in the bottom of the 6th, it's 5-6-7 for the Panthers. Here's Matt Garcia. Morita still in the game. We had commented earlier a lefty warming up in the pen, but Morita back out onto the hill. That one fouled off Garcia. Count 0-1.
And it was this part of the order that got the rally going in the 4th inning to produce the only Panther run. So we'll see if they can get another rally going here and take a lead.
Count 0-1. Pitch from Morita, off speed again. This one misses, 1-1.
Good eye, Matt.
You know it's coming in slow when I can tell you what pitch it was before it touches home plate.
Garcia 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a fly out to right.
Heater upstairs, 2-1.
G-W-D-E-Y.
Panthers would love to get their leadoff hitter on. Here's the 2-1 to Garcia. Swing and a miss. And the count 2-2. Morita's only recorded 1 strikeout on the day. He's got a 2-2 count here on Garcia.
His fielders have done a good job behind him to only hold Rhyneck to 1 run.
On the ground toward third, that is a foul ball.
So we'll see another 2-2 pitch from Morita.
Garcia steps back in and gets set.
Over here, connecting fields. All looks more surface.
Morita from the line.
The grass is nice.
Swinging a foul tip. Garcia stays alive.
Great job by Garcia to stay alive here with 2 strikes, fouling 2 straight pitches off.
There'll be another 2-2 from Morita. Low, 3-2.
We haven't seen many full counts today, but we have one right here.
As a matter of fact, I think this is the first full count Rhyneck has worked a count to at the plate. Payoff pitch coming from Morita to Garcia. Popped up. This one will go out of play, and we'll do it again.
So it took us into the 6th to see a payoff pitch from Morita, but now we're getting 2 and 1 at bat.
2 for the price of 1, I guess. Three balls, 2 strikes, and the leadoff batter Garcia here in the 6th. This one popped up down the right field line. Settling under it and making the catch is Shimojima for the first out.
That ball hooked into foul territory, but Shimojima able to come up with the ball to record the first out.
Here's Angelo Spadafino, and he hit that double to get things going in the 4th, ended up scoring the only run of the game for Rhyneck. He would not mind carbon copying that at bat.
Spadafino 2 for 2 on the day, the single and a double. So he's been able to have success against Morita, looking for his 3rd hit of the day now.
First pitch. Swung on and hit well to the left. It'll stay fair and it'll be caught by Nakatani, out number 2.
That ball well hit, but just hung in the air long enough for Nakatani to get over to the line and make the grab.
So Rhyneck with some fly balls, but not able to get them to land. Spadafino really did get a good piece of that one. Here's Ryan Aquino with 2 out, bases empty. He takes ball 1.
Aquino drove in the only Panther run of the game so far, so hoping to nobody on base to drive in, but hits a home run. He drives in another one.
Half swing, and what's the call? They say he went 1-1.
That's terrible!
The Rhyneck fans right near us not agreeing with that call.
Yeah, right?
Count 1-1 on Aquino. Pitch. Another half swing. They don't need to go to the other umpire for that one. He calls that one a strike. 1-2.
If Aquino wants to swing, he should just swing away. But wasting those 2 strikes on 2 check swings.
1-2 pitch from Morita. This one a shot hit to center field. This one is over everyone, and it one hops off of the wall. Aquino on his way to second, and that's where he'll stay with a 2-out double.
And that's what he could do. If he gives a full swing, he powered that one almost to the wall on a fly, and in there with a double.
He did exactly what you told him to. If you're gonna swing, just swing.
So now Rhyneck has the go-ahead run in scoring position, but 2 away in the inning.
Big spot here for Sam Polero. If he can come through, Rhyneck can try to close it out. He did single in his last at bat. First pitch, a strike.
The 8-hitter, 1 for 2 on the day, as you said, with a single and a fly out to right.
0-1 pitch. Strike 2.
Just clipping the corner there. Polero thinking that was outside, but Morita, nice job clipping the corner.
No balls, 2 strikes on Polero. The pitch upstairs, 1-2.
Morita with an 0-2 count, able to waste that one, see if he could get Polero chasing.
Count now 1-2. The go-ahead run at second base, and Morita steps off.
And this is a big spot here. 6th inning, game go-ahead run on second.
That one low, 2-2.
Morita deliberately taking his time in between pitches. Doesn't want to rush anything, especially in this pressure situation.
It'll be a 2-2 pitch. Bouncer, 3-2.
Good eye by Polero after falling behind 0-2 to work the count full.
It's one of the few breaking balls that we've seen from Morita that hasn't been close. Maybe starting to fatigue a little bit.
Last half inning, we did see someone warming up in the Keio bullpen.
3 balls, 2 strikes on the 8-hitter Polero. Aquino leading off second. He'll take the sign again. Tied at 1 here in the Class B semifinal. Payoff pitch. On the ground towards short, throw for a base hit. Aquino being waved home. Here comes the throw. Not in time. And the Panthers take a 2-1 lead.
Kawada bobbled that as it came up. It took a little bit of a short hop as Kawada was approaching the ball. And that little delay there allowed Aquino to come around and score on the play. Great job by Polero, timely hitting, and the Panthers go up 2-1.
Now Coach Rocky Pasquale going out. We'll see if he's going to talk or take the ball. I think he's going to talk. But what a big hit and a big spot there by Polero. Just yesterday in the softball game, we saw Shannon Liguori with a big go-ahead hit in the 6th inning, and then here in the baseball semifinals, it's Polero.
And now with Rhyneck ahead 2-1, I believe that was the score of both of their regular season meetings. So could we see Game 3 also be 2-1 Rhyneck? If it holds up like this, that would be the final score.
Here's Tyler Spinelli, the 9-hitter. First they check in on Polero.
Spinelli 1 for 2 on the day with a single and grounded into an ending inning double play.
This one on the ground towards short. They go the short way to get out of it. But Rhyneck gets the run they need. And they lead 2-1. Keio down to their last 3 outs. Top of the 7th is next on LMC-TV. 4-5-6 for Keio. They trail by 1. Angelo Spadafino still in there, trying to close it out. The pitcher Morita takes a strike.
Morita, his last time up, drove in Keio's only run.
That one buzzed him inside 1-1. No action in the Panthers bullpen. This one hit on the ground. Fair ball. Franks has it. 1 away.
That ball barely staying fair, but Frank's able to come up with it and beats Morita to the bag for the first out of the inning.
It goes without saying these are all big outs, but that's a big first out, especially in a 1-run game. You got to keep that leadoff guy off the bases. Too many things this team can do with runners on. First pitch is low to Yusuke Nakatani.
Nakatani 0 for 1 on the day with a sacrifice bunt.
2-0 now.
And a fly out to Pennell at second.
2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Look out. Now it's 3-0.
Spadafino perhaps tiring a little bit in the 7th inning here, but Rhyneck hoping that he's able to get them through the last 2/3 of this inning.
3-0. That's a strike. I wonder, is he tiring or is he just too jacked up on the adrenaline? Maybe overthrowing a bit.
Settled down there and got a strike though.
The 3-1. That's a strike, and it's 3-2.
Coming back with 2 straight strikes. Way to settle down and work the count full.
Payoff pitch to Nakatani. Chopped up the middle, Keio field, throw to first. In time, 2 away.
Great play by Keio, able to show a little range there and move right in front of the second base bag to get the high chopper and throw over to first for the out.
Last hope for the Keio Unicorns is Kenta Nishiyama, the first baseman. Bases empty with 2 outs. And the Rhyneck Panthers a strike away from a return trip to the finals. First pitch, a strike. Rhyneck went to the finals last year in Class B, lost to Ardsley. Ardsley's an A school now. That one fouled off, and the Unicorns down to their final strike. North Salem awaits in the finals. We might know very soon who they play tomorrow. The 0-2 pitch from Spadafino. Just missed 1 and 2.
The groans from the Rhyneck sideline there. They wanted that one.
Spadafino takes the sign. Delivers a 1-2. On the ground towards second, Pennell handles the hop. Throw to first in time, and the Rhyneck Panthers are going back to the Class B finals.
Great performance by Rhyneck to beat Keio for the 3rd time this year, 2-1.
Not an easy game, and Spadafino, a great pitching performance where Rhyneck really needed it. The rest of their staff unused today. They'll have a full set of fresh arms for the finals tomorrow. So a lot of options for Coach Tyler Slater.
Spadafino, final line for him. 6 strikeouts, 4 hits, 1 run in 7 innings of play, and really great job to record the out and send his team into the finals.
Sam Polero, the hero, with the 2-out single to drive in Ryan Aquino in the bottom of the 6th. Stay tuned for the post-game show. You won't want to miss it. It's coming up next on LMC-TV.
Here with Angelo Spadafino, the star pitcher of today's game. Angelo, talk about the team's performance today.
We played great defensively. We even hit well, just didn't fall our way. Anytime you play Keio, you're going to play a close game. So we just mentally prepared for this and came out on top today.
Sam coming up with a big hit in the 6th inning. Talk about what was going through your mind when you saw him hit that ball.
We know 1 through 9 we can hit. So anytime, it's just the next man up. It was his time to deliver, and he delivered. We have faith in him the whole way. We know he's a bull.
And now tomorrow you have North Salem at 10 a.m. What are you looking forward to there, and what challenges are they going to pose?
Just, it's another game, very good team, very sound. Obviously the 1 seed, they've only lost 1 game. So just looking forward to going up there, playing our game. Hopefully we come out on top.
Thank you. Back now on the post-game show, joined by the Panthers' Sam Polero, the man of the hour with the big hit in the 6th inning. Sam, what were you looking for on that payoff pitch?
Well, I was honestly looking fastball. He was feeding to me all game, and I felt pretty confident when he came in, and I'm a decent piece of it. So,
you come up with 2 outs and the runner in scoring position, knowing that you probably have to get a hit to get the run in. How does that change your approach to that at bat? Luckily, that was more water than ice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm sorry. What
That always happens. Going into the at-bat, you know you have to get a hit to get the team on top. How does that change how you approach the at-bat?
I just really wanted to come through in the situation. There was some, I don't know, I wasn't trying to think too much, wasn't trying to overthink anything, and I guess I just got a good piece. I don't know. That's all I could say, really.
North Salem tomorrow. You've got pretty quick turnaround. It's a 10 a.m. game. Just what's your mindset going into that, and what are you guys hoping to accomplish?
Well, we know they're the 1 seed, which obviously we want to get at them as much as possible. Hopefully we could jump off as quickly as we can and win the game. It's the goal.
Coach, matchup number 3 with Keio, another 2-1 victory. What are your thoughts on today's game?
Oh, God, a lot of thoughts. Just very mentally draining, all right? It was a great, nice, clean game. We knew they were going to give us this type of game. We made some key defensive plays, got a big hit when we needed it, and that really was the difference. Angelo pitched amazing, and that was the other factor of the game.
After 3 playoff games this week and your pitching rotation drained, Angelo coming in with a great performance today. Just talk about the way that he was able to step up for the team.
Well, he's been on pretty good rests, so we knew he was the guy to go to today. We kind of lined it up that way, and he stepped up to the plate and did his job, and he did it as good as he's done all year.
This team has had a lot of one-run games and coming out on the winning end of most of them. And what makes this team so hard to beat?
We make very few mistakes in the fields. I mean, we have our share, but Chris Cascione and Chris Pennell made a couple key plays late in the game, and by minimizing the extra runners on base, it kind of helps our pitchers a little bit, so it's kind of a chain reaction. So in turn, I just think it's a lot less stress on the pitchers.
Quick turnaround tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. North Salem. What challenges do they pose?
I don't know. I don't know that much about them. I know their number 1 is pretty good. Went to see them play once this year, but didn't really get too much of a read on them. So it's going to be a surprise. We'll see.
A slightly moist Rob Moretti here, along with Ian Sachs, here to wrap up a 2-1 win for the Rhyneck Panthers in the Class B semifinal against Keio. And Ian, this was really exactly as billed. Coming in, we knew Rhyneck had beaten Keio twice this year, 2-1. Same result today. What set Rhyneck apart in this game?
Well, it was the pitching of Angelo Spadafino. You know, he was just dominant, 6 strikeouts, and really held the Keio hitters in check.
Now they go on to face North Salem. These two teams really just 1 and 2 rankings-wise throughout the entire season here in Class B. What kind of challenges lie ahead for this team in less than 12 hours? Well,
North Salem's only lost 1 game, but so is Rhyneck. So both of these teams are very well matched, and it should be an exciting one Saturday morning.
So that will do it for us here on LMC-TV Varsity Sports today, and that might be it for the season unless we get up to cover some state championships. So we will do our annual end-of-the-year credit roll that we'll thank everyone who's helped us throughout the years, all the camera people, announcers, people at the schools as well. So you see an extra long credit roll. Following this, the Executive Director of LMC-TV is Eric Lewis, the Associate Director, Matt Sullivan, Community Sports Producer is me, Rob Moretti, and today's camera crew, BJ Persampiri, Juan Espinoza, and Xavier Campo. And one more time, along with Ian Sachs, I am Rob Moretti, saying thanks for watching.